Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the side quest, where myself, Cardinal, and Stark take some time out of our day to pick up a side quest. Lads, how you been doing since last time we graced the studio?
Fine, I completely lost track of time, to be honest. I feel like because there was such a big break between the last one, I feel like the exact same break happened, but it's only been a month, right?
Yeah.
But there's like 7 months since the one before.
I don't know, it feels like more of a void, because I think for the last one there was so much going on in terms of like the world of gaming, and there was a lot we could have discussed. We did just discuss Elden Ring, but
Yeah.
but like I think things have slowed down a little bit. There's more of a lull in like the release cycle.
There's too much real shit going on in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe, right? Like, I mean, I'm kind of,
People are touching grass. It's yikers.
yeah, like, I've actually gone and, like, muted most, like, current world news related topics from my social media because they were just, like, it was just doom scrolling,
Yeah.
like, every day.
I mean, it's just constantly getting in the way of my like NFT info on Twitter. So
I just fucking died. No.
yeah, I think I spent most of the day riling up Cardinal, and I'm going to keep doing it. So before we get into kind of the stuff for today's show, we're going to start off with how we usually do, with a little bit of a reformat, where we all go through stuff that we've done over the last month, games we played, or anything else if we really, want to be fancy. So Cardinal, I believe you are the most prepared, or I hope you're the most prepared. So
Well,
we have
you
to
thought
prepare.
wrong because I'm not fucking
Is it a
prepared
test?
at all.
Alright.
My noteworthy thing that I've done since last show was I finally cleared my first ultimate in Final Fantasy XIV.
Ultimate Legend.
Ultimate Legend.
The ultimate legend.
The Ultimate Legend
Cardinal.
and the Azure Dragoon. Like, I mean, what more could you ask for?
Well,
So,
washed is it?
what? Yeah, but I'm making a
Let's be
comeback.
clear.
I'm making a
Friends.
comeback in 6.2. I'm returning to my roots.
6.2.
6.1. 6.1, sorry. 6.2 is months away. Yeah, cleared my first ultimate. We'd been progressing the fights since like the end of January, so it was a weekend only group, Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah, it was a lot of practice. I think in the end we had almost 500 pulls
What? Jesus.
and got clears.
I have to ask, so you raid like Saturdays at like noon?
Yeah, we do 12 to 4 Saturday.
Does
12
like
to
no
3
one
on
go out
Sunday.
on a Friday in your static?
We play Final Fantasy. Like, what do you think?
And you do it noon on a Sunday?
Yeah, 12 to 4 and
How the
12 to 3.
And don't you do like weekday raids as well, like 3 days?
Yeah, but that's for a different group.
No, but like how all 8? Did you ever miss a raid day?
Me, no.
I assume other people.
Look,
did
this
miss
if
that.
this is
Some of them
if-
have to go
If
outside.
this is what it takes to be the ultimate legend, I don't know if I'm cut out for it. That's
Like,
It's a very
our
big
group
commitment.
was very casual in the sense that, like, if someone had to leave early, we would just call it a little bit early. If someone couldn't make it that day, we would just use Party Finder to just fill the spot and just keep going.
Okay.
And it was very chill. But if someone came along and they're like, I can only do Saturday and I'll never be able to do Sunday, well, probably
But
should.
no one was ever like viciously hungover.
We're playing MMOs, man.
It's just wild to me that you can raid at noon on a Saturday consistently.
It actually helped me with getting up early on the weekend. Like,
Oh my
know,
God.
me on a normal weekend, I can wake up like at literally any point. Who knows? But when I have to raid at 12, it's like, okay, I'll try to get up for like around 11. Get some
Imagine that's
breakfast.
the thing that like finally motivates you to get your
yeah,
life together.
actually
fixes
is.
your life. Just some kid out there somewhere is gonna see like a clip of this and gonna show it to their mom. Like, look, mom, video games are good.
They are. They really
And then
are.
they're gonna see who said it and be like, maybe not.
So that's kind of my achievement in the last month.
That's pretty
You're
pretty
such a
positive, because that's like
legend.
how many players in like the player base? What's the percentage?
At
of the player
least
base?
7.
It's a very small number of people clear any ultimate fights, but like a lot of people just log in to take pictures of their cat girl and I don't know, pose in front of their house, like, so
That's a valid way of playing the game.
it
Don't-
is.
don't-
That's the
don't
true
knock
end
it.
game. That's the true end game.
Oh,
Now, you know what scares me though are the players who are only interested in transmog and glamour and fashion in game, and they will go to any length possible to clear the hardest content in the
Yep.
game just because they like the look of something that drops from it.
They're just fucking peasants.
no,
That's the
they're-
Giga
they're
Chad.
Sigma. They're like the Sigma.
They haven't
Yeah.
gotten the,
Players.
the sick hacks to just hack you whenever you want.
No, but I'm talking about the players who will go and
Like,
clear
as
like
in they literally go be T just so they can have like the weapon.
T
'cause
weapon,
it fits
yeah.
their T mod.
Okay, that
Not because they even
that
like it, just because it fits their T mod.
that
Yeah.
is big respect.
Yeah, that is
that's
the ultimate legends.
the Sigma scape grind scape.
The Grussel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alrighty. So, congratulations once again.
thank you.
Cringe.
Thank you.
Jason
Don't call me cringe 'cause you're
Cardinal,
jealous.
The ultimate legend. Let's move on to Stark, who I don't know. What have you been up to the last month?
I've been up to being very unproductive in my life and having way too many naps in my free time. But apart from that, I've been playing fucking League of Legends. I have played a few games of that recently. I've been playing Library of Runeia, which is like this Chinese RPG turn-based card game that it's just fucking so addicting. And it's weird because it's one of those games where like you've no fucking idea how you found it. I got linked recommend like a random YouTube
the dark
clip.
web.
I got recommended a random YouTube clip of 4,000 people who've watched it. It's like, oh, the game in the difficulty of this game is vertical, like the difficulty curve.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll play it, see what goes on. I'm like 60 hours deep in now, and I'm like, when does the difficulty curve start? So I'm still worried that I haven't even hit like the middle of the game yet. But yeah, it's been very fun.
What is it? It's just an RPG.
It's really hard. It's hard
like a
to
deck builder
explain.
RPG,
It's like a
is it?
deck builder RPG. Like you've got like 5 dudes, and you build like a 9-card deck for each of them, and then you'll go against like another 5 people who have 9-card decks, and you've got like attack rolls, and you've got defend rolls, and like you choose each attacks. And at the start, it's really simple because it's like you've got one person, and they have 1 dice per turn, so you can do 1 card per turn. And it's like, okay, that's really easy. And then you get to the mid game where it's like everyone in your character has three cards played per turn, and all your enemies has 3 cards played per turn. There's like lines going fucking everywhere, and there's like 30
that's
cards
what's happening in my
at a
brain
time.
right now. It's just like
Like
there's a lot.
It is definitely like it fucking goes new, to be fair. But yeah, it's really good.
But you're just a
Good
5-head gamer, so
I'm
it's
such
fine.
a fucking 5-head gamer.
Sorry, producer.
I haven't done Ultimate Legend because I make it look too easy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's the
But
truth.
it's very dark and grim. So
Oh, is it? I thought it would be more because it is a Chinese game, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it would be more like, you know.
I thought it was gonna be death
Bright
because
and fun.
it looks really cute, and then you get in and it's like, it's not.
Aha!
The very first characters you meet are like, oh, actually, I don't even want to get into it. Jesus, we're too grim.
This is
Moving on.
not safe for broadcast.
Yeah.
But as long as you're enjoying it, that's good.
Well, it's just a nice thing to turn my brain off and like fucking just look at little anime characters killing each other.
Valid.
that some people.
I think the other big thing that's happened in my life is I just decided my Twitter is like I'm just doing whatever with it now.
I have seen that.
I'm just liking anything.
You can
That translates to he's just being horny on the main.
at
Yeah,
your
horny
own
on
risk. Go follow at Starkader _. You may be uncomfortable with what you find. No,
I swear to God, finding out that other people can like look at your Twitter like history was like the biggest fucking shock to me yesterday, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna start liking anything. It's like, okay, I'll just go back and see what you've liked.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's just a meme. I was like, oh, go back and look at his likes. Instantly regretted it.
it's not that bad.
No, okay, it was.
If you're clicking any of their profiles,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Well, yeah, but a lot of it was actually just cat pics and like funny memes.
Yeah,
So
I like
it was
cats.
mostly good.
I love cats.
Some was, but for the most part, we were okay. So yeah, do that. Don't follow me and don't follow Cardinal for different
I'm the
reasons.
coolest.
Um,
Don't follow me because I just talk bollocks.
Yeah,
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your fucking tweet. On
I
April Fool's
got
Day.
people on April Fools. I got people on April Fools though. I said that I finished Elden Ring off stream and that Millennia sucked and that there was harder bosses in other Souls games. And I actually got some people.
I
was
only saw it the next
well,
day.
I
and I
don't,
was
I don't
like,
think you got some people. I think you got everyone because like no one. That sounds like a tweet that you would make.
Yeah,
It really
that's
does,
what
yeah.
I was thinking.
And
yeah.
everyone was like, "Is this real?" Like,
Yeah, so I had to clarify because some people were a bit upset, but you know, I was like so proud of myself for.
that was, yeah,
was
that
very
was,
fucking throw
that was
hands.
that was a good debate.
I bought the statue of Millennia for like 200 quid. So
Yeah,
fucking
I
how dare
encouraged you
shit
to
talk
buy
my
it.
waifu, Yeah.
Yeah.
Another waifu to the collection.
Yeah.
Alrighty, now I'm going to talk about something that I've played. I kind of had a few things because once again, mostly I played Final Fantasy, not to
You're both so
any
addicted.
note whatsoever.
Same
But
here.
We're so basic.
Basically.
guys, would you stop fighting?
And you're both fucking.
No, I'm saying
sorry.
me and you are basic
Oh, me.
for
Oh,
playing
okay,
Final
yeah,
Fantasy.
Yeah.
I was about to start shit talking the fact that you're both male auras as well, but never mind, we'll move on.
Look,
We're
we
changing
won't
the
talk- we
male
won't
aura
talk about it, we won't
stereotype.
talk
We're
about it.
changing
Yeah,
the
sorry.
male aura
Talk about
stereotype.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
at one point earlier in the month, just kind of I was playing a few different games at once, and one of my friends I saw him playing a game called Craftopia, and I was like, okay, has the word craft in it, so you know that could be pretty fun.
Instantly Minecraft.
I mean, but it's more just like a multiplayer game, and he goes on. It's like, yeah, no, there's a group of us playing it, and it's kind of like he threw a bunch of names of games at me. He said, you know, Minecraft, Zelda, Genshin Impact, Pokemon, Factorio.
It's the perfect game.
There was something else there. Valheim.
Is there any loot boxes?
There's like chests at the end of
Then
dungeons.
there's nothing like it.
But we get in, and it's like, okay, it's like the aesthetic. Okay, it did all piece together, sort of. It's like the aesthetic of Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
It kind of has like the kind of the build your own town thing of like, it's more so like Factorio, but you also have like town building elements, like almost I'm trying to think of like just any base building game,
SimCity.
like, yeah, kind of, or Civ I think would be more kind of the thing.
Can you blow it up with a meteor at the end?
You probably can. It has like the building of like, I think it's more so like Fortnite building, where it's like you build ramps as opposed to like Minecraft block building.
Okay. But
then
Fortnite doesn't have building anymore.
There's a skill where you can just catch creatures out in the wild, like Pokemon. You can do raids on dungeons like an MMO.
This is way too dank. Like,
That's what I was
this
thinking.
game is
The
way
best
too
part
dank.
Was in the character creator, I was just messing with it, and I like randomized it, and I came out with my character looking like Blue Piccolo,
okay.
who's just running around this world in his underwear.
Nice.
Sounds like a vibe.
And then I saw this thing in the sky, so I just built my like Fortnite tower to the heavens, where I met Anubis.
You cranked 90s to the sky.
Yep. And
Is that the technical term?
Well, it was more like very wide 90. But Anubis was there, and he was just like, "Yo, if you bring me these things from dungeons, I'll level up your stats." And I was like, "Cheers, man." So yeah, played that. It was a bit of a fever dream almost. Just all the different stuff you could do. Like, I think I got in after my friends as well, so I'm there like with a lot of the base tech. Like, I'm like building a well so I can get water for my crops and stuff, and they have like helicopters flying around doing all the farm work, and it's like, because it has like that civ level of like advancing your technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually would recommend it. It's such a mess, and it's a Japanese game, so it's like the translations don't always work. Like, I think when I went up to Anubis, it was just telling me to go into the sky, and then there was like loads of Japanese words in the tutorial.
Oh yeah, as you do.
Yeah,
Can't you read?
but no, well, not in that case, no. But yeah, if you're looking for a kind of silly game to play with a bunch of friends, and you like things like Valheim, or I'd say mainly Valheim, or probably something like Factorio, go do that. Yeah, I'd say it's worth a try, at least, even just for like the meme factor, because
Go do some craft.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Does it have any lumberpunk elements?
I mean, I literally talked to you about like the farming helicopters which you use, and they have chainsaws to cut down trees.
That
so
sounds
it's like,
quite lumberpunk.
yeah, that sounds
So,
pretty lumberpunk.
Okay, so we can get into the lumberpunk era for a period of technology, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, something similar, akin to that.
Alright.
There's no beavers roaming around.
No.
No,
Not
I
yet.
did nearly get killed by a cow though.
Oh.
Those cows hit harder than cows in any game I've ever
I
played.
thought you were going to say in real life. I was like, wait a minute.
No, probably in real life as
What
well.
the fuck do you mean in real life? One cow fucking gives you a bonk, you're dead as shit.
No, but I think,
Did the cow one shot you?
but like
that cow's a pussy.
no, it did. The cow did one shot me. But
So
like,
the cow's a pussy.
but I ran up to it, like I ran up to this cow, and I did like a jump attack with like a full on club right in its head, and it took like 2 damage.
If I jump attacked a cow in real life, that cow would look at me and then murder me.
This is coming from the same guy who thinks he could fight a Doberman.
Yeah.
Fighting a Doberman is a bit different from fighting a cow.
So Stark's tier list for animal fight is any dog. Stark.
Cow. Cow.
Oh dear.
Oh, we need to get the full tier list of that.
I think if I had a gun, I don't even know if I'd be able to beat a cow in a fight.
What?
Like a pistol.
That makes it so much easier.
Like,
Here at the side quest, we don't condone animal abuse.
No, we don't.
It's all theoretical.
but do you think you could beat a cow in a fight if you had like just like a pistol? And, like, one
yes,
clip?
definitely.
Really?
Yeah, you just shoot it.
Cows are
But
not
they've
aggro.
got- No, what? There's gonna be fucking aggro if you shoot it.
Yeah, but don't miss, obviously. Like,
All right.
But they've got like thick, like cows. Sorry, this is a tangent, I know, but I need to know the answer. Like they're thick. You know?
think cows could tank a few shots?
Yeah, I think a cow could tank
What
3
if you
shots.
shoot in the head?
Yeah, but
That's
you got to
probably-
aim for
probably
the head.
dumb.
Like,
But they've got quite small heads. You have to be able to snipe them.
They don't.
Do you have
move,
that
They
much-
don't move particularly
And if-
quickly
and
though,
if
if you
he's-
catch them by surprise.
I mean,
Cows
have
can
you ever
run
seen a
quick.
cow run, man?
Yeah, but it needs to build up speed though.
when they get going, there's
yeah,
no
but when
stopping.
they get going though.
Yeah.
Well,
you
I mean,
just quickly
If the cow's far away, you're not going to be able to hit it.
take out your deagle.
But if the cow is far away, it
One
also
tap,
can't
one
hit
tap.
you. They have
But
melee
it's running
only.
at you.
They're melee only.
And honestly, even if it's going
This like,
fast enough,
like tier zoo kind of like. That's what we've gone into. Look, we'll leave the cow versus Stark debate
Till another day.
To real life.
with or without gun to real
With
life
or without gun.
for another day. Let's move on to our topic for this show, and this episode is actually kind of catch you by surprise, the filler episode, because as we kind of said last little while, the release cycle for games has slowed down, so we're going to do not games, but it's kind of close to it. We are going to broach into the wild and wacky world of anime.
Fucking disgusting.
I feel like we need ominous music.
Yeah,
playing
that's
when
like
that
we need
comes
like
in.
the editing to like kind of darken
Yeah.
down and
Mhm.
like
And I push up my glasses and I start to remember my past.
You're only giving yourself more work.
we only like the anime filters just like superimposed on our
Yeah.
faces
Yeah.
for this episode.
No,
Cool.
thank you.
So, okay, just to kind of, I guess, give a bit of context now that it's like half our viewer base just turned off their thing. So, lads, how much anime have you like watched? What's kind of your background? I'm going to start with, and it'd probably be easy to guess which of us three is the biggest weeb here. It's Dark.
Why is it easy to guess that? I definitely hate weebs. the
You
most.
don't want the answer to that question.
Okay,
I feel like you could be a shonen protagonist.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause my
No,
hair colour?
Stark's more like
I
a.
just think in general.
Stark's more like an isekai.
I think I'm more like the funny joke character who
Stark-
like, ends
Stark-
up all alone.
Stark, you're like Subaru.
I'm not fucking Subaru. You kidding me? Jesus fucking Christ!
You'd be good. You'd be good.
I
Subaru.
cut my pinky and I go fucking cry in the fucking hinterlands.
Same, to be honest.
Alrighty. So,
Okay.
your
God,
anime
like I'm
background.
not sure what I'm
Tell us
supposed to
about
say
your
here.
anime credentials.
I really
Your-
don't want
your-
to.
your
Okay, hang on.
backstory.
I'm actually gonna instantly start this off with a rant. Okay, instantly because this has triggered me. Okay, so you know why is it that fucking weebs? Okay, this is like definitely a fucking take.
That
I
wasn't a
wasn't
verb, by the
expecting
way.
to
That
start.
wasn't a
No,
verb.
it wasn't a
Now
verb.
we're going to eliminate the other half of the audience watching this.
Why is it that? And I'll be honest. I think I used to do this as well. They're like, oh, I watched like this really bad show, and they wear like a badge of honor. It's like,
Yeah, they do.
oh, I
kinda,
watched
don't they?
this terrible show. Yeah, Gomi is like, you just wasted like 4 fucking hours of your life watching trash and garbage just so you can put it on your mal watched list so that it gets a longer fucking number and your list looks really long. And they're like, oh, fucking look how much anime I've watched. Holy shit.
But like weebs will definitely watch like a 16 season show because it has like one good half episode, and they'll watch the entire thing just to say they watched it.
I mean, like, I do that as well.
You're part of the problem then, Stark.
No,
I
but
don't know what to tell you.
I am obviously part of the problem. But like, I don't know. I just
Is
fucking,
weeb a slur?
I don't think
Is
it is
a
anymore.
It's definitely
No, it's more.
I think it
now
definitely
it's
used
more
to be.
it's more a descriptor now.
okay.
I think it definitely used to be.
Like
though.
I think that's yeah, it used to be very much like.
Is there-
Actually, I still think it's a fucking slur. Fuck weebs.
Is there a differential between anime enjoyer and weeb? Like, where do you cross the line
Have
from?
they touched grass in the last like 6 days? Actually, 6 days is like too generous. Like 3 weeks.
I don't know. I feel like I throw out the term weeb a lot. Like, used to be someone who was like an avid anime fan, but now it's just like anyone who kind of like watches it with any level of consistency is kind of like under that umbrella. But then I don't really use it like as a derogatory
See,
thing.
I think
Say
weeb is
something
like a way of life, though. It's like you can like because nowadays anime is so much more common with stuff like Netflix having anime and like people I went to school with that would have like fucking bullied me back in the day just for playing like video games, and now they're like posting on social media that they watched Demon Slayer and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's fucking wild. isn't it?
wait a minute,
Just
you're
watched
not allowed
my
to do this.
700th Naruto episode.
I think it's a lot more common nowadays. Like, I wouldn't call someone a weeb because they watch anime, but like if someone starts like collecting anime merchandise and they start like, you know, throwing random Japanese words into their vocabulary day to day, like I'm like, okay, maybe now this has progressed a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Do you watch much anime?
I am an
Cardinal.
extremely normie anime enjoyer.
Alrighty.
I've watched most of the kind of popular anime series.
Like give a few examples.
The first anime I ever watched was Death Note.
Okay, I
Straight
haven't
up.
watched this.
What?
I haven't watched it.
How have you not watched Death Note?
I just like. Do you want to know why? Because back in the fucking day, God, I.
Oh, it was too.
No,
he
no,
was
no, no,
too
no.
cool.
Well, actually, low key, it was. I probably was like that back then. It's like, I know, everybody's watching this. I'm not gonna watch it. But it's because all the fucking L cosplayers were so fucking cringe. It honestly just kind of threw me off, to be honest.
Okay, that's
And that's
understandable.
just back when I was like a young.
Oh,
cool kid.
So yeah, you were like, I mean, I do kind of get that. I think that especially when
mean to cosplayers.
Yeah.
If you cosplay now, good shit.
All right. So aside from Death Note, any notable?
Like I've watched Death Note, Sword Art Online, Attack on Titan. Well, season 1. I think Attack on Titan is super played out now, and I haven't watched the most recent seasons, but like
you said that in front of the wrong person.
I remember watching the beginning of season 2. I was so excited for that shit to come out. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, "This is just the same shit again."
What do you mean? It's the same shit. It's the same show.
But it was like. There was no
You're
story
expecting
development.
mechs?
I just wanted to find out what was in the fucking basement.
I guess what you fucking find out eventually, don't you?
After like 6 years, man. I got better shit to do, you know?
It's not like you were sitting at home for 6 years.
It's like,
oh god,
we're
I
going to
can't
show you what's
fucking
in the
move
basement
until I
But
find out what's in the
first,
basement.
The gang take a little trip to the woods. For
Yeah,
There's
about 10
no
episodes.
beach episode. at
Beach
least.
episode time. Okay, so I watched Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I watched a lot of the Fate series.
Oh,
What's
sorry,
wrong with Fate?
I got sick in my mouth.
Some-
It's worse than Genshin. That's what it is.
If they're not, like...
They literally are. Wait, what are you talking about?
Have you been to Japan?
No.
Fate
Oh,
is everywhere.
It's fucking.
Why can I not
Everywhere.
enjoy something because it's everywhere in Japan?
Because that's what watching anime is. You're not allowed to enjoy it.
You need a fucking PhD to understand what's going on in
Alrighty.
Fate.
What other shows?
Sorry.
Now that we've recently
Not much
watching Fate.
more. Like I was kind of watching a lot of anime for a while when I was in college. But ever since, there hasn't been much that really kind of caught my attention. I did watch Kaguya-sama, Love is War, and that was fantastic.
Banger.
I really enjoyed that. It totally caught me off guard. I thought it was just going to be like this slice of life, like, you know, typical.
It subverts your expectations.
It really did, and I really liked the, you know, like the art style in their kind of like, I don't know, like mind game cutscene kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. It was like very cool. But I enjoyed that a lot. But since then I haven't
That's fair.
really watched. Like I didn't watch
That was
Demon
like
Slayer.
5 years ago. Kaguya-sama came out at this stage.
Season 1, yeah.
Hmm.
Didn't
Wait,
watch
maybe
Demon
20,
Slayer.
I don't know.
Didn't watch My Hero Academia. Didn't watch.
Don't bother.
What other normie shit is there at the
Jujutsu
moment?
Jujutsu
Jujutsu
Kaisen,
Kaisen.
yeah.
That's Demon Slayer, no.
No.
Nope.
Well, I mean, if it was Demon Slayer, it would be called Demon Slayer. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
sorry.
Well, I mean, they're kind of. I'm not going to say they're the same show because they aren't, but they kind of have a lot of similar things going for them in terms of both like the story.
Is Jujutsu Kaisen by Ufotable?
Hmm?
Sorry, never mind.
No, Jujutsu Kaisen is.
Are they
Is it
Mappa?
Mappa?
I
Yeah,
think
they're Mappa. But like they're both kind of obviously the hot new show. They're both really well animated. They both kind of follow, you know, it's like protagonist who kind of learns this power because of some familial thing. And they kind of both have like reddish brownish hair. Fighting, you know, all these like monsters.
I think you just made a lot of people very angry with this
Yeah, I think
comparison.
I think you probably have. But I think that's the purpose of this episode. Is we're gonna make a lot of
But
people.
I mean,
angry.
like, I'm not wrong though. Like-
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
But that's the thing though. I like both those shows. I'm just pointing out how similar they are.
Okay, that's why I have them confused in my head. Then
Yeah, but
didn't watch
You have a
that.
tiny fucking.
But I'm
Okay,
surprised.
so
I'm surprised you haven't
Normie
watched them though,
brain.
because like those are especially Demon Slayer. Because like whatever about the rest of the content of Demon Slayer, I think it's fine. I enjoy it. The art in that show is like the animation is insane.
Can I interject to tell you why? Right, and I think that a lot of people's favorite anime is the first one they ever watched, and when Demon Slayer was at its peak of popularity, there was so many people getting in, and this is gonna sound so gatekeepery. There was so many people getting into it and watching Demon Slayer and going on non-fucking stop about how it was the best show ever. I'm like, okay, it's probably great, but is it the best show of all time?
No.
Like,
It's probably got the single best
like-
episode of all time.
calm down,
It
you know,
has-
like let's reel it in a little bit. You know, we all know that Sword Art Online is the best anime ever, and that's not
You're
going
not
to
wrong.
So
Kirito is my waifu.
he is. So that's why I didn't. I was
wor-
like,
the
I got
wor-
so
But
frustrated.
not everybody's first anime is their favorite. Because
No,
my
but
first anime
My
was
first anime is definitely not.
my first anime was Fairy Tail. So
Oh,
I haven't watched Fairy Tail, but I know a decent amount about it.
Fairy Tail. I watched. See, Fairy Tail was like the first. No, it wasn't. Hunter x Hunter was the
It
first.
has good OST though.
it has got a good OST.
Yeah,
It has got
there's
a
some
good
bangers
OST.
in there, but man, that show was just like. I don't know. There's
What's-
a lot of weird going on.
What's the worst anime you've both watched?
Oh jeez, I can't remember the fucking name of it.
Alrighty, the worst anime. Wait, no, actually, I don't know if that's true
Can I
anymore.
count My Hero? That's the worst anime I've ever watched.
I mean,
You've
like,
just upset Whymsy.
no, it's
and,
just
and half the internet.
that. No, I don't think so, because I think most people. All right,
I feel like I've wasted
look,
80 episodes of my
all
life.
I'm saying is that if you don't acknowledge that My Hero's fallen off at this point, you're beyond.
There's no saving you. Like,
Deco
yeah.
is literally less interesting than a paper towel.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, it was good. The show was good when it started, but now it's kind of just like, yeah, exactly. Like, Deku's just like, now he's like, oh, I'm super powerful all the time, and it's just easy. I just kick everything.
Just fucking put him
and,
down.
Like, none of the characters.
You know
are,
what
like,
they should do?
are
They should
trophy.
nuke.
What? There's a long pause.
Any
Are
pausers?
you okay?
What are they gonna
They
do?
should nuke My Hero Academia.
What, the show or the school?
Probably both.
Okay.
And that's actually just where that.
And we have we have like a
subplot is going.
post-apocalyptic arc then.
No, just cancel. The
But I
show.
think in fairness though, like, that show was good when it released, but I think it just aged so quickly because like the shonen shows that followed it or surrounded it, like for example, the ones we talked about, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, like Demon Slayer, have all just like instantly aged that My Hero so quickly. It just looks so like slow and like silly
low budget.
in comparison. Yeah, exactly. Like when you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, like fight sequences, there's just so much detail and everything is so insane. I was still thinking about the one from, well, the movie that they released recently, but also the last episode, which is probably one of my. I really liked how the one where
It's pretty good.
yeah, it's just the way that like it's not just the fight being animated, but they also have a lot of these like close-ins of the characters and especially when they get like, spoiler alert.
Whoa!
Okay, I won't spoil then.
Whoa!
I won't spoil.
How long ago is the spoiler that you're about to drop?
Oh, it's like well over a year, isn't it?
Since Jujutsu Kaisen was out.
Or close to a year anyway.
Since the moment he's talking about.
No, yeah, no, it is well, it is. About
If
a year.
you haven't watched a show and it's been out
Look,
for a year, you're not entitled
Also, if you
to
think
spoiler-free
that the
experience.
protagonists are dying, like
Whoa! What did they do?
they don't.
What if
They never do.
You
They never
know.
do,
Not,
man.
not in season 1 of a shonen.
They never
but
do.
but yeah, but I think just like you can see it. I think with shonen anime, which is kind of like the big popular genre. Obviously, back in the day, it used to be a case of they would just release week on week, and you had like Naruto, and you had Bleach, and you still have One Piece, but they would just like
Going
have
strong.
this weekly serialized thing. Yeah, I think
Yu-Gi-Oh.
One Piece is like godhood kind of level at this point in terms of how long it's been going.
Too
Yu-Gi-Oh.
long.
It's yeah.
But now it's like
bit
they're
long.
kind of these long shows are kind of falling back to kind of more episodic things and like splitting their things into seasons, I should say.
No, sorry, I have to cut you off because fucking Attack on Titan, I swear to fucking God,
This is the one reason we're doing this, is so start to vent about.
if I ever watch another show, that final season has a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3 that spans over 3 years, that's not a final season.
No, it's not.
There's not a final
That's
season.
That's copium.
That's
like.
called. It's like the biggest blue balls of all time.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Like holy fucking shit.
It's like if they made
Yeah.
The Hobbit into 3
That
movies.
that is
It's exactly what it's
It's
like.
literally making The Hobbit into 3 fucking movies. Yeah, that's what it is. Fucking rats.
That
Sorry.
is a scam though. Where
actually
like
triggered
the
me.
final season. It's like the final season part 2, and then
It's like Terraria keeps getting final updates.
No, but at least Terraria you're not expecting it. It's like a nice little surprise.
True,
you
but
know?
like, come on, guys, please do something else, please.
Alright.
they're making Terraria too.
So,
Copium.
so Whymsy, what is the worst anime you've ever watched?
I don't know.
I have a
There
very
are-
strong opinion.
There are a lot of good candidates because I have watched some bad anime. I'm trying to think. See,
Was there anything that you didn't even finish because it was that bad?
well, so initially, the first time I watched. Oh, okay. There's a few shows I haven't. That's actually a good metric. There's a few shows I haven't finished. The first time I watched Elf in the Ed, I didn't finish it. I think
Okay.
partially because I hadn't watched that much anime at that point.
Is that
and
not
I
like
was,
the edgy fucking teenagers version of Sao?
no, Elf in the Ed's like the
Here's
one.
the really gory opening
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, and then it's like
and then
completely
the really
downhill.
gory rest of the show.
Yeah.
yeah. I was not prepared for that.
Same.
I still don't think it's a good show. As well. I watched it dubbed, which the dub for that show is really bad. But
It was pure shock factor,
yeah.
really.
I actually think the worst one I've watched was, and it was really disappointing, was the Persona 5 animation.
Oh, I've heard it so bad.
Because I went.
Oh, I've heard it so bad.
I went to watch it after I played the game, and I was like, hype! I get to relive all these moments, like things from the story. It'd be really cool. The animation quality is like illegal levels of bad. Like how did that got so like how anyone paid for that to be made was like, no, get out.
Like
Like,
seeing like the Berserk 2016 and like the XR fucking animations and stuff like
No.
that. You have to go look them up.
I've heard
afterwards.
Berserk 2016 is
Oh my
particularly bad.
fucking
Yeah,
God, it's,
especially
like,
when the original
diabolical.
was super like stylized for its
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
It's like the worst CG you'll ever see in your entire fucking existence. Holy shit.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely one of the ones. I want to talk a little bit of shit about Tokyo Ghoul, because I think the first season of that was like, it was all right. It was fine. And
watched
then they just like,
It wasn't though.
All I know is about the fucking song
I mean,
at the end.
the first season was like manageable. There was like a couple of moments that were cool. I didn't think it was great, and then at the end of the season, they were like, "Oh yeah, all these characters that you liked, and we kind of spent all this time building up. Yeah, no, fuck off. We're just gonna kill them." Also, the main character is now just a completely different character, but it's still Tokyo Ghoul. But
It's
no.
Tokyo Ghoul 2.0.
Tokyo.
No, it's Tokyo Ghoul. It's like, was it square root of A? Was
Yeah,
the name
yeah.
of the...
What?
Yeah,
That's so pretentious. What?
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, that was the
Fuck off.
second season's name. Tokyo Ghoul is the worst anime I've watched.
Oh, shit, is that what you're gonna
And I
say?
watched Sword Art Online. Like,
Well, what's your take on worst?
like,
Like, what constitutes as worst? Because I've watched things that are like,
I thought Kaneki was the
Diabolical.
biggest bitch ever.
He's not a...
He just fucking bitched and whined and moaned for the whole season.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then I think it's the final episode of the first season is like 80% walking in slow motion.
oh, I've heard about that. Yeah,
And I'm like, when is anything gonna happen? Like, it's just like the OST set playing in the background, and you just
Yeah.
like
is
they're
it the
just,
meme song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just walking through the streets. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Well, it was
this has been
panic,
going on
right?
for like 15 minutes. Like,
Look,
what's
I'm
happening?
glad other people here dislike Tokyo Ghoul. as
The
much as
only
I
good
do.
thing about that show was the soundtrack. That's
I
the
don't
only.
I don't even remember.
Unravel is the theme.
I don't even like Unravel that much.
What?
I think it's
Band.
It's so edgy.
Get him, weebs.
Yeah, I don't care. I
It's
don't
so
care about
funny.
that.
Oh, it's such a funny meme.
Oh,
though.
can I
Yeah,
tell
it's
you
a
a
funny
story
meme.
about Unravel? This one might shock you. When I was in college, one of the societies that my friends were involved with in UCC were organizing a trip to Dublin for JCon, which was on in the Aviva, I think. It was like a Japanese convention, and the tickets were like super cheap, and it was like including your bus up, and we stayed in a hostel overnight. It was like a 2-day thing. So I went with a couple of friends. We all went up, and we kind of just like went on the sesh after the convention, as you
Nice.
do, you know.
Yeah.
I went back to the hostel. But while we were there, one of my mates was a big Tokyo Ghoul fan, and there was like a, like a, what's the word, like a schedule
Yeah.
kind of graphic that had all the different events that were on and where they were taking place. And he saw one, it was like a Tokyo Ghoul panel, and he was like, okay, come on, we have to go to this. There was like some K-pop dance thing on
Tokyo
beforehand.
Cardinal, like what the fuck?
And he was like adamant. He was like, "Come on, this will be really good." And I thought, okay, it'll probably be like maybe some voice actor from the show will be there, or someone related to the English dub, or something related to Tokyo Ghoul. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever, I'll go with them. So we go in, and we arrive with the K-pop dance recital thing on, just finishing. So we went in and sat down, and it was like like a little conference room with chairs everywhere.
Yeah.
And we sit down and we're waiting for this thing to start. And what it turns out is it was a panel of like teenage girl cosplayers who cosplayed characters from Tokyo Ghoul doing a Q&A session. And the room was so quiet and everyone was so still while this is going on. We just like couldn't get up and leave because it would have been so obvious. And to top it all off, despite being a very strange experience, the final question that someone asked, and I wanted to fucking die, was they asked them to sing Unravel at the top of the room with no backing track and no microphones, and they actually did it.
no.
They did it.
Yeah, they did. And I never wanted the ground to open up more than that moment. If Satan had opened up a pit of doom, I would have jumped straight
But
in.
what were the questions even about?
The questions were about like they were like, who's your favorite character? Like, and,
Why
and
do we care what these people's opinions
I don't
are?
know. Like, I don't even know how they got on a
They're
panel.
on
They
the
were like
stage.
fucking 15. Like, I don't get it.
Oh my god, that is a topic I
God, I
did want
hate
to
weebs.
touch on. Thank you for segueing into this because one of the things I was kind of talking, like writing down on my notes before the show, was kind of all the stuff that kind of accompanies anime and the whole like otaku weeb culture where you have like the cons, you have like all the kind of memorabilia, merchandise you buy, stuff like, I mean, manga as well kind of fits in, but the manga usually comes before the anime a lot of the time. So, but yeah, I don't know. You obviously spoke about your familiarity with J-Con.
I've never been to an anime convention before. I wouldn't have even called that an anime convention. The best thing I did at it was a sake tasting experience. That was actually
good.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
That sounds class.
That was pretty cool. But I've never been to really any other weeb conventions, if that's what you want to call them. But yeah, there's definitely a certain type of person that goes to those kind of events, I think, and there may not be the most socially adept people in the world, so it can lead to some very strange and interesting situations.
No, I believe, I don't know. Are you familiar, Stark?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's why I want to get your take on
I haven't
this.
been in quite a while, so because there isn't really any big ones in Ireland anymore, because they've all fucking closed down. Even before COVID, they all shut down. But like, I was probably one of those kids back when I was like 15 who went with my friends to this anime convention, and I was definitely socially unadjusted.
As we all were.
But
now.
I also went. I suppose not.
What has changed?
Excuse me, I'm a social butterfly now or something. But yeah, and like I cosplayed at one of them or two of them. I can't remember. I can't remember if I did one or two cosplays.
What was your favorite cosplay that you did?
I did Dragon Fist Lee Sin from
Oh,
League of
sick.
Legends.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
one.
Yeah, but I was like 14.
Did you get ripped for it?
So ripped for it?
Yeah, did you go to the
Ripped.
gym and get
Oh,
swole?
Just
fuck
shredded.
no, I fucking didn't. Jesus, no. But
So you didn't shave your head bald?
No, well, he has hair in it.
Oh,
so
he does.
Yeah, he has
True,
hair in
he
it. Yeah.
does, true.
But I remember, like, God, my mom, fucking bless her heart. She was like, she literally, because she's like really artistic. So I remember specifically we had like the shirt like pinned to the wall, and she had like a big projector thing with the design, and she literally like traced the entire thing out and like
Oh,
made it on my
that's-
shirt and stuff
that's
like that.
Bless her.
But,
artistically
Like
talented.
it was, and actually still have the shirt. It's like really well made.
Yeah.
And, like I wear it to Halloween sometimes because it's like, oh haha, just like it's a really easy costume to put on.
Yeah.
But about the conventions, like I understand they're like the definition of something that like should be there for like people to meet up with their friends.
Mhm.
Like respect to all the people who set them up. Like things like the sake tasting is really interesting because it's not something you can do elsewhere. Or like if there's like famous voice actors going, like you can go and meet them. But like a lot of the stuff there is just fucking shite. Like it's just
filler.
It's filler. It's just there to like make you pay the money
Yeah.
to go to these things. And it's like, God, people are so fucking crazy. Like, oh, you see some of like the videos that come out from them, and it's like these people need to be like, just stop, just calm down. And like most of the people who are very lovely, like they really are. I
Yeah.
don't want to like shit talk anybody who goes to them because I wouldn't.
Yeah,
go to
I've
them
been to them
anymore,
before
but, yeah,
myself. Like, yeah, like most
like,
people
power
are.
to you,
Most
but,
people
like,
are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
that's the thing, though. I
They
think
do bring out the worst in some people.
kind of, yeah. That's the thing. I think that I never want to really kind of like rag on it too much, and like I don't think I will in the end, because like at the end of the day, I think a lot of people who kind of are massively into the culture tend to be a little bit more like sheltered and quiet. Not that I want to make assumptions, but
But like, have you seen like the lines and stuff in like Comic Con and like not Comic Con, like well yeah Comic Con, but like all the ones in like America and stuff like that with like 3-hour queues for things,
that's America.
and people go to them and
Yeah.
they queue for 3 hours to like shake an idol's hand and shit like that.
Yeah, some people just, I don't know, they like the culture that much. They're that invested.
It's
in
so
it.
insane to me.
But I think like you said, I think meeting up with people is kind of the main
it's for the sesh.
thing. Yeah, exactly. It's like because you get to meet people who are like into the same thing as you, which is always really cool. Like I would get the same experience at like LANs and stuff, or like video game things, which usually happen adjacent to some. I think QCon, for example, is
Yeah.
one here in Ireland. That, like
I don't think I ever actually went around QCon.
I think I got trapped in one of like the kind of rooms where they were doing a thing once, and I was like, okay, I need to get out of here right now. There are too many anime fans here. I need to leave. And this is before I really like watched anime that much, but yeah, I think it's cool that people have this space, and like you said, I think people setting them up it's good. I agree with you that a lot of it is just like I would have zero interest in a lot of the stuff that's going on there. Also, I think kind of like just sometimes I think when it comes to that, I think Cardinal story was a good example of kind of how strange I think a lot of them could be in terms of execution.
I've actually got something quite similar.
Okay, go ahead.
So back
Oh, this is gonna be good.
when this was at Airticon when it was in Crow Park. They were doing like a sing-along karaoke thing where you could get up choose a song and like put the song on and you can sing it and stuff like that. I was in like a dark auditorium and it was like tiered seats. It was like a really cool room and like there was like a load of people there. It was like pretty full,
Like cinema.
like a cinema, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like a curved room.
Okay.
And there's loads of people there and they put the song up, like the thing would come to a big projector and the person would sing, but they weren't letting anybody sing along with them.
So it was like a performance.
But so like if you started singing, people were like, "Shh, it's their go, it's their."
You mentioned
they're
this in the
singing.
previous episode with the
Did
karaoke
I?
kind of thing, yeah.
But like it was so fucking
Yeah.
bizarre. Like, what you mean we can't sing? Like this is supposed to be an event where everybody's having fun. I'm sitting here watching this person sing a song and I just see her quietly and fucking appreciate them.
I've experienced the same.
Like-
Their time to shine.
But like
Bro.
it was just so uncomfortable and like
Right.
because shy people come to sing their song and they just be like there with their really quiet voice and like nobody's allowed to cheer with
Yeah,
them
give them a bit
or
of
like
encouragement,
sing
like,
along
yeah.
with them. You don't have to sit there silently and stare at this person while they sing their
along,
karaoke
like.
song.
But
Oh, it was a bizarre
yeah,
experience.
I think one thing actually that kind of, I guess, I don't think it necessarily changed my perspective a lot, but kind of, I guess, kind of widened it a little bit, was watching an anime that released recently, My Dress Up Darling, when that's actually, it's not a show for everybody, but
Oh, that's flavor of the month anime right there.
yeah, but I
Because
don't,
Marion's best fucking girl.
I don't think it is
Or maybe.
actually for anybody because it's very like kind of like teen romancy kind of thing. But there's good moments and I think the characters are good. But I think there's one episode where I think she goes out to cosplay at an event for the first time, and it's just like everybody there like kind of in their cosplay and everyone's like having fun, like kind of dressed as their own characters, and it's kind of like I said, it's just people like enjoying the same thing together. Which I think is like the main reason that like I said stuff happens at cons because a lot of these people like they can't really, because it hasn't been mainstream for a while, like a lot of like anime fans will kind of, I guess it's very like they,
You're tiptoeing around this subject.
I saw a thread on Twitter the other day of people in cosplay being arrested by the police. And it's like the strangest thing to see like these people in maid outfits and like Dante with like the big fucking like red coat and the mad shirt just like in handcuffs in the back of a cop car.
that's a meme template
Oh, it's
waiting
very
to happen.
it's
Yeah.
very dystopian looking.
Yeah.
It was kind of cursed.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just nice for like people to kind of have
Yeah,
this,
people
have
go
this space together.
vibe and do their
Yeah.
own thing. You know what I'd love to do now though?
What?
Is that now I'm a degenerate with money as well. Is I want to go
Key point.
I want to go to the only reason I'd ever go nowadays would be for the what the fuck do they call them?
You've been forgetting a lot of words this episode.
The you know where you spend money?
The shop.
The shop.
No, it's not
Genshin
the
Impact.
shop.
Is it Artist Alley? Or-
Yes, the
oh.
artist alley and like the what the fuck do they call it?
The like trade hall.
Trade
There we
hall.
go.
Yes, there we go. The trade hall. Oh my god, my brain is actually melting today. But because beforehand you'd go there as like a 14-year-old and you're piss poor, couldn't even afford to buy like
A poster.
a poster because it's all so expensive and overpriced.
Yeah.
But now I have money. I'd love to
Now
go
you can
and just
spend
like,
all your money.
Now
just
you're
go
now you're
spend
just
all my
like
money.
flashing the
Goods
cash.
and services.
That
Yeah.
Oh, when I was at the trade hall in JCon, I wanted to get some sets of chopsticks. I thought I might see something a bit unusual, something nice to bring home, like get a gift for someone at home, whatever. Chopsticks are a nice little gift to get. And I went up to a stall, and there was two Japanese girls selling their wares, like a trader NPCs, I guess. And I was about to ask the price, and this old man who must have been nearly fucking 90, he was so old, came over and like put his two arms around each girl, and he was like, oh, this is so and so and so and so from Japan, and aren't they so lovely, and oh, you wouldn't see a smile like that outside of Japan, would you? And I was like, this is really fucking creepy. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. See ya.
run.
And I
You didn't get your chopsticks?
No, I ran. Like I was just like,
Did they
"Ah."
look like they were being kidnapped?
Like they were just smiling, and this old man had the creepiest fucking look on his face. I was terrified, and I was just like, ah, ha, ha,
I'll
yeah,
just call the
okay.
police. Like,
That's fucking
See ya.
spunk. Maybe it was like a young person in old man cosplay.
No, it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't. It was a horrendous experience. Anyway, that's my trade hall experience.
cool. So that's the general con, I guess, mostly cons, but also just the culture around anime thing. And we're kind of running close on time, so I'll kind of come to the wrap up
Time
stuff.
flies when you're having fun. Kill me.
Some- that's a soundbite. Yep. So kind of wrap it up. I'm gonna actually ask all you guys, let you wax lyrical a little bit about your favorite shows. The thing. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I just have to use my brain now.
I've
Oh.
I have a quick one for you, Whymsy.
Yeah.
If you were introducing someone to anime, someone who, like, say for example, my family
Yeah.
watch tons of series and movies, but if I ever recommend something that's animated, they will not watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it's animated. If you had a person and you could recommend them one show or series to try and change their mind on anime is not just some weird, cartoon, what would you tell them to watch?
This is going to be a cop out. It does kind of depend on the person, but there's a few different ones.
Boku no Pico.
I would. There's a few different ones I go to.
Don't look that up.
So, yeah, don't.
Please don't.
Please. So it kind of depends on what I know they like. I think if I know they're kind of like you said, some people who don't watch animation, I might not necessarily do it. If they did like animation, I probably would go with something like, I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is good. I think
It is a cop out.
So overrated.
It's a cop out, but it's a good show.
you're wrong. Yeah, no, that's actually probably one of my favorites. But yeah, I think it's just, especially when you compare like similar good kind of Western animation shows. I think Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example.
There he is.
That's kind of.
He fucking brought it up somehow.
Of course I did. It's the best anime.
Corey in the House.
Corey in the
that's
House.
Sorry,
yeah.
Corey in the House, my bad. But I think there's kind of like some similarities you can draw between them in terms of like, it has like a strong central cast of characters, really likable. The story is fun. It's not doesn't kind of fall back on too many of like the weird tropes that you kind of have to get used to with anime.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of a big win for it. And also one thing as well is that I think the show, like the first 5 episodes of that show, just it starts out so quick. It kind of lays out exactly what's happening, but also has some really like early strong episodes to get you on board. That's a good one. Cowboy Bebop is also one, depending on the person, that I might
I
recommend.
need to watch Cowboy Bebop.
I haven't watched it either.
You would really like it.
I
I'm not
need-
sure
I
about
really
you,
need
but
to
you would
watch
really
it.
like
I
it.
watched the
And-
first episode while really drunk eating a bag of cheese.
Cowboy Bebop.
But wait,
Cowboy
bag of-
Bebop's just a vibe.
bag
Yeah.
of cheese?
Yeah.
Bag of cheese is like my go-to food for like a night out when I get home because
Like
my
what?
dog.
Like just fucking
because-
shredded mozzarella?
Yeah,
or something?
shredded. No, not mozzarella, like cheddar. You have like the bag of cheese in your lap, and you do one for me, one for the dog.
But
Okay.
the other one that I would swerve to, and this is kind of this would maybe depend on the person, but probably the most broad one actually, might be Your Name, because I mean that's a movie, but that one is like, I feel like that one is automatically a story that's really easy to kind of get yourself invested in, because it's a very emotional movie.
I watched that with my mom and my sister, and my mom doesn't watch anything. My sister watches like a little bit.
Yeah.
And my sister was there crying, and my mom was like, "Yeah, wow, film." And afterwards, I was like, "Yeah, it was good. Do you want to watch another?" And I was like, "No, okay." So
Alrighty, so you've had the 50-50 success
Yeah.
rate. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's one that I think it's because the movie format as well is a bit easier to digest. But those would be the three that I would consider. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but those are good places
Yeah.
to start for different people.
I'd go with Steins Gate. I think Steins Gate is like a very good introduction to anime.
that's so heavy, though.
It is, but it's I think the reason why is like it avoids most of the typical anime tropes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
important.
that's true.
Because like I got my dad to watch Death Note because I watched it by myself. It was the first anime I ever watched, and he's a huge movie buff. Like owns like this huge collection of like Blu-rays and
Yeah.
DVDs at home. It's really impressive. But I just told him about it like when we were in the car one day, and he said, "Oh, well, check it out." Like I asked, "Did he want a link?" So I just sent him a link to watch it, and then like 2 days later, he was like, "Yeah, I stayed up till 6 a.m. and I watched the whole thing." I was like, "All right."
cool.
But he turned around to me and we were chatting about how he thought about it, and he said, "There's an episode in Death Note where Light starts washing L's feet, or the other way around." And he said to me like, "I was watching this, man, and I didn't know where the fuck this was going." He was like, "I was like, wait, what did you tell me to watch again?" Like that's
Yeah.
very difficult
it's
for
like
someone
Kill
who
a Kill. Have you seen
yeah.
Kill a Kill? Oh, fuck it. Okay,
Like-
that's
No, that is a whole step up. Kill la Kill is
yeah.
you know, and that's
good show. But
very shocking for someone who isn't prepared for that level of kind of
Yeah.
weird trope to be in a show, you know.
I was watching. Did you watch Mushoku Tensei?
don't think so.
It's like the big like fantasy isekai from last year that everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!"
Nope.
Except then you realize that the main character is a 30-year-old NEET who's never spoken to a girl in his life in the body of a 10-year-old looting other 10-year-olds, and it's just really, really uncomfortable.
That there's definitely some
Yeah,
something
and it's like
not
the
right about
show
that.
is so good until you remember,
Like the
this is
premise.
a 30-year-old man fancying a 10-year-old.
That happens a bit with that, and that's
Oh,
like,
it's
that's
so-
one of the
it's so,
issues
like,
I have with it. Is like sometimes, but obviously, so the genre tends to be for, well, from what I know, the genre, like obviously Japanese animation studios targeted towards like kids in high school a lot of the time. Would be kind of the primary audience.
So why are we relating to a 30-year-old?
Yeah, that some weird shit gets
Bald.
through the cracks, and then it means like it kind of, there's not a lot of stories that like sometimes when
Delete
sometimes
anime.
when the topics get weird, there's an extra level of weirdness on
Fucking
top,
delete it.
and then there's all like the other there's all the other tropes that I literally have down here. Anime is problematic? Question mark.
Anime is definitely problematic. It is 100%
if you think
problematic.
of things like No Game No Life or Sword Art
Oh my
Online
God.
season 1 part 2.
Oh, how did these things happen?
It's just
Sword
like,
Art Online has probably the highest ratio of like crotch shots I think I've ever seen in any show
Yeah.
ever, and they're so unnecessary. They do not add anything to the show. It is so inappropriate. I just want to watch the video game world. I don't want to see like these weird ass shots and stuff. There's one
Why
in
are we getting
particular.
last shots of Klein?
There's one in particular in the first couple of episodes of Sword Art Online when, like, you know, someone gets killed in the safe zone.
Yes.
And this girl who's like their friend is like bawling, crying because she just saw her friend get killed in public, and they show a fucking ass shot of her like when they're questioning her. I'm like, what the fuck is this about? Like,
yeah, anime
is problematic.
It needs to chill on that, and that's why I think, so going back to your point, that it's best to start off with the shows that avoid that kind of stuff.
Please do.
as often as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thing. Stark, would you have any shows that you would recommend to someone? Obviously, you talked about showing someone your name, but I think
That I'd show someone. It's really tough because, like, see, I've been trying to. The one thing that I tried to get anybody to watch recently, I tried to get my parents to watch Arcane.
Oh, I tried that as well.
Yeah,
and my mom fell asleep.
I couldn't get them to watch Arcane. I'm also trying to get my parents
Always
to
the moms.
watch Attack on Titan, because when it's finished in 17 years
at that.
with final season part 47, I think it's going to be one of the best shows ever made, full stop, even outside of anime. I think it's going to be just one of the best shows ever made.
The copium container is pulling
yeah.
up outside.
I don't really know, like, it's tough.
you've tried everything.
I think it'd have to be like a very normie show. Oh, you know what I think I'd do actually? I haven't finished it yet, but I'm watching Link Click right now, which is actually a Chinese show, but it's like Steins Gate. It's like time traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's only 11 episodes, so
Okay.
it's much more like
Yeah.
ingestible and stuff like that. And it's absolutely pog so far. So I think I'd try to start with something like that. Something that's got serious tones, but isn't like there's no mechs. No.
What do you got against mechs, huh?
Oh, or Gurren Lagann. I think Gurren Lagann is like such a
Gurren
classic.
Lagann.
Like, if you like Gurren Lagann, like, you can't just not like Gurren
Have you watched
Lagann.
Gurren Lagann?
I haven't seen it.
Holy
Oh,
fucking shit,
it
you need to
is-
watch it. It's so over the top.
It's such a meme.
I have a lot of shows I need to watch. I need to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion
No,
as
you
well.
don't. No, it's-
But I have to watch it just to say I watched it. I'm the
haven't
trope
watched
that you pointed out at the beginning of the show.
Oh,
I have to watch it
I
just
hate
to
it
say
so
But like,
I
but
watched
the
it.
difference between like you've like, because Evangelion's like one of those like legendary ones that gets referenced all the time. There's a difference between that and like I don't know, some random name that like sounds like it's made up half the time.
No, you only want to watch it so that you can hear someone talk about it and go, well, actually.
Yeah, I pushed my glasses up and I was like, well, actually.
I've watched it and I think it's garbage.
I also need to watch the original Ghost in the Shell.
Just watch the Scarlett Johansson movie.
No, absolutely not.
Refuse.
I've heard
Absolutely
that
not.
as far as live actions go for anime, I hear it's actually pretty good.
It's good.
The bar is very low.
Alrighty.
It's so low. It's so
quick,
fucking low.
quick whip round the table as we're
shit.
very close to
Alright.
time. Favorite anime?
Favorite anime? Of recent times, I would probably say Kaguya-sama, Love is War. It's probably my favorite show.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
So that's the one.
Bit of a simp choice,
Okay,
though.
we have the anime master himself,
My favorite
the
show
Weeaboo King.
is probably Shin Sakayori, but I haven't watched it in a very long time. So if I watched it now, it might not still be. But that's like, I think, the show that like really stands out to me, like, and it's just always in my head. And I remember the entire show as well, which is like really rare for me because I have the memory of like a goldfish. So I watched that probably like 6 or 7
You forgot like
years
4
ago.
things in the show as well, so you know,
Alright.
you're proving the audience correct.
I forgot what?
You forgot like 4 different things during the podcast.
Oh yeah,
So
I forgot that as well.
Brain no work today.
he forgot.
For gore.
All I'm saying is best anime is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So don't
You
forget
just been
it.
working up to saying that.
Yeah,
You've been like,
He set this all
the
up.
last 10 minutes. Alrighty, that is going to be it for the side quest today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you want, you could like, follow, subscribe, etc. Whatever platform you're on, really help us out. Make sure that you kind of keep up to date with all the stuff that we're doing here. But we got to get back to our main quest now. So we will see you next time.
Peace.
Yeah.